Welcome back. It's time to look into Nigeria's economy. For some time now, some state governments have been finding it very hard to pay salaries, and some people have said that that is like the worst scenario of how an economy can be when state governments borrow money to pay. But over the years, there have been talks about diversification of the economy. Let's go into agriculture. Let's not just stay with oil. Someday oil is going to dry up. You know, a lot of talks about this, but it would seem that just a little is being done. And this morning, we would like to look into how, indeed, practical ways that Nigeria can really diversify the economy. And we have in the studio a public affairs commentator, Mr. Oladeyinde Ariyo. Thank you so much for being with us.
My pleasure.
And of course, the SA to Osun State Government on Environment, Mr. Bola Ilori. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, good morning.
Okay, let me start with Osun, because if you look at it, Osun would seem like
the poster boy.
Yes, for this issue about the government not being able to pay salaries. And how did we get to where we are?
I want to say that how Nigeria found itself where it is now is addition of so many factors, coming together of so many factors. One, the issue of corruption will top the list of it, particularly at the federal level, because oil was selling then at over $100 per barrel. So Nigeria had no business not having money, but the rate at which money was also being frittered away was much. You also add to it that most of the things you have raised are a good way of generating revenue, but the administrative structure of Nigeria, let me say the constitutional structure of Nigeria about federalism. Our federalism was not, I won't say it was well thought out, because yes, people have resources in their state, but the law would not even permit you to touch it. That accounts for some of it. Then also the issue of the federalism also affects the issue of salary structure in the country. You will begin to wonder, how would a civil servant in Borno State be earning the same thing with civil servant in Lagos State that can afford to buy, if states are on purchase, Lagos will buy a number of states. And you say they should be earning the same. It doesn't add up. Those are part of the structure that led us to where we are. Of course, people will be quick to say that you have maybe misapplication of funds, even at the state and local government level. That's also there. The issue of bogus staff strength too. Staff strength that is beyond the revenue base of a state. Not being able to tie your revenue to your personnel. That also accounts for some of the reasons why we are where we are in the country today. But top of it really is what we had in the last federal administration of massive, mindless looting.
You said federal administration.
Yeah.
You're saying it's not applicable in the states?
I've said that
monies were not frittered away in the
I
states.
said that people will be quick to say that. But I'll tell you, the federal government earns 52% of the total money. So if we are looking for where problem is that will lead us here, certainly you look at the bigger chunk.
Where?
So that's it.
Hold on first. Yeah. Federal government earns the 52%.
Yeah.
But of the, how much sent to the states? 42?
No.
States, local government?
26 goes to state.
26 goes to state.
Remaining to the...
Okay. So of the 26 that are sent to the states, if the states managed it properly, wouldn't there be signs enough to say, okay, this is what we had, this is what we managed, this is what we had to manage with?
Yeah.
And the rest you can now be in the federal government.
Yeah.
You know why I'm asking this? Because some Nigerians out there will be looking at, okay, federal government earns 50-something%, and you earn 26%.
Yeah.
What did you do with your 26%?
Let me tell you, the state bears the responsibility for most of the administrative issues in the country. Because I doubt when last you had interface with the federal government. The local government becomes the most important, because that is the government you see every day. Okay. So, but if you look at the
local government has its own share.
Has its own share.
So,
but
let's look at that 26 sent to the state.
Let me tell you, what are even supposed to be federal responsibility, we still go back to this state at the end of the day. Let me tell you, in the local government, you have SSS, you have civil defense, you have a number of people, the national ID card. All these people are supposed to be taken care of by the federal government. But if you go to any local government today, those local governments still make provision for all these.
Why should they do that?
If they don't do, they won't function. Lagos had to even have security trust fund, whereas the police is controlled by the federal government. These are things we see on a daily basis. So this is not to say that you don't have leakages in the states. It accounts for part of it. I added it. But if you are looking at the global picture, then you have to see that the biggest impact for such things will only come from where the biggest money is going. The local government has the local government has
okay, Mr. Ario, what he's talking about, he's okay, we've gone into expenditure, but we're actually supposed to be discussing
Looking at
the
the
resources.
Yes,
Right.
because we
The
have
revenue.
My take on this is, in the first place, we should be asking ourselves, the sources of our income at present, are they being optimized? Over the years, we've been saying they should, the government should stop exporting crude oil. Why? Because several other component products can be derived when you process your crude oil, and then we can sell the finished products. Imagine the amount of labor that will be employed and the amount of taxation that will come from that, if anything. But because it is far easier to sell up the crude oil, all we've had over the years, we have government paying lip service. Okay? The issue of diversification has always been a front burner item. But what serious efforts can we say, they put forward? Yes, we had Operation Feed the Nation, we had Green Revolution, all of that. How far did it take us in making agric an issue? Okay? I just told the governor about 3 weeks ago that he should go and look for the book by Lee Kuan Yew, that Singaporean president, and read it. Perhaps he might understand. My take is we are here where we are today because we have never enjoyed quality leadership. Men and women who will occupy positions of authority and be able to think outside of the box. If you read all the books written by Jivaholo, books written over 30, 40 years ago, they are as relevant today as if they were issued out yesterday. It tells you the man was thinking. And that's why in our political situation today, it's still very relevant. So for me, to start with, we should begin to think of how to optimize income from our crude oil. That's what we should go. Secondly, I have lived in places where they thrive on taxation. In Bulgaria, for instance, they live on taxation. They have very few industries, but they have services. People go there, enjoy those services, they pay VAT, and the VAT gets remitted appropriately. In Japan, I remember very well, I saw things in the shop and I felt, oh, they were expensive because I thought I could escape paying VAT. So I went to a street shop. Lo and behold, I still paid VAT. And the man he showed me his VAT number, which of course is monitored, But here, because the people being led sees those in government as messing things up, they will not pay tax as much as possible. And the cycle keeps going. And like Radley said, I would not expect him to admit that corruption plays a huge role in all of these things. But you see, in case of Osun, let me say this without any intent to be seen as defending.
Our discussion is not Osun.
Okay, don't worry, another day. So for me, we can still look inwards again, provided we are ready and we are serious